All right, welcome back everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm going to get right into it today. I have a question for you. And I wanted to ask this question with the intent of it to kind of be stuck in our minds, and think about how it would potentially change our lives. Think about what we might do differently and how we would live on a day-to-day basis with this idea in our heads. And so to get right into it, this question is, how would we change things? How would we change our lives if we knew that Christ was coming back really soon? What would we do differently, and how would we live our lives? What would we do on a day-to-day basis if we knew that he was coming back, even say, 1 or 5 years from now, or something along those lines? I know that we can never know exactly when he's coming back, but all the signs in the scriptures are pointing towards a return very, very soon. And so how would we live differently if, say, for example, we woke up tomorrow morning or throughout tonight, we were visited by an angel in a dream, and we were told that Christ is going to be coming back in a year or in 5 years. And so he gave you the year that he was going to come back, that Christ was going to return. What would you do when you woke up that morning? What would you do for the next week, for the next month, the next year? How would that change your thinking and the things that you want to accomplish, right? Because there's a lot of things that, speaking personally, there's a lot of things that I really want to see. There's a lot of things that God has put on my heart that I haven't accomplished yet. I'm working towards those things, but I haven't seen the things that I want to see. I haven't done everything that I wanted to do. And I know that there's always more stuff that we can be doing. For sure, I get that. But I also know that there are things that the Lord's placed in every one of our hearts that we are destined to do while we're here. And the only time that we have to do those things are here on earth. Once we're gone, we're gone. There's no more working for him once we're in heaven. Well, once we've passed on from here, that's it, right? So the only opportunity you have to lay up treasures here, to work for his kingdom, is while we're here. And I know he's given a vision to every single one of us. And I think a lot of times I'm looking at myself as well, we can get complacent, we can get lazy with regards to things that he's asked us to do. How many times has that happened where you get to the end of the day, we haven't done something for him that day, and oh Lord, I'm sorry, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll get to it later, or I got caught up with work or other things, or working on the house, or whatever it might be, and oh Lord, and we just kind of push that off, and working for him becomes the secondary priority to the other things in life. I know that we've all been there. But I know for me, though, if I was told that he was coming back soon, or if I knew in my heart that he was coming back really soon, it would definitely change the perspective of things that I would want to get done while I was here. I would definitely have more of a drive to do more, right? And I mean, in a sense, that's not really the right way of thinking, is it? We shouldn't have to be told that he's coming back soon for us to kind of light a fire under our rear ends and get going, right? Shouldn't take that. I mean, when the disciples were working in the early church and everything, he was thousands of years from coming back. And that didn't stop them. There's been so many people throughout the course of history where, at least according to the scriptures, Christ wasn't set to return soon. And they were alive in that time. I'm sure there were a lot of people that knew full well that Christ was not going to return in their lifetime. And yet at the same time, they were diligent and persevering and hardworking with regards to what they did for the Lord, right? It shouldn't take someone to come and tell us that Christ is coming back soon for us to work hard for him and for us to be more diligent about the things that he's called us to do. And so that really is the point of my message, is if we were to be told that he was coming back tomorrow, or he was coming back next week, it would definitely change our priorities, right? It would change our focus. And I think that's my challenge to myself and to everyone watching, is how can we set out to change that focus by ourselves and at all times, right? What can we do to keep our minds focused on Him and to seek first His kingdom on a daily basis without the thought in the back of our minds of, oh, I'm going to wait until it's closer to Christ's return and then I'm going to really get moving, right? The reality is we should be really moving at all times. And I know that we're not going to be perfect. I get it. And the only answer to that question lies in where our habits are. And what are we doing with our time? I think Miles Monroe, I believe it was Miles Monroe that said this. He said that where we are today is the sum total of all the decisions that we made in life. We are a product of all of the decisions that we have made. So when we look at our lives today, everything that we have and everything that we've achieved and where we are in life is a total, a sum total of the decisions that we've made. And that only changes when our habits change. So if we want to see change in our life, we've got to take God's promises to heart, where when He says, seek first the kingdom and His righteousness in Matthew 6:33, and all these things will be added to you, we've got to take that to heart and put habits into place that will allow us to do what He has asked us to do. Like, life is only going to change when our habits change. And so thinking about Christ returning soon and allowing that to help us and motivate us to move forward quicker, definitely a good thing, right? But it starts even prior to that. It starts when we self-reflect and realize where we could improve and how we could daily put things into place where we could be working towards the things that He's asked us to do, right? It starts from where we are spending our time and where our habits lie. And this is a pretty timely video because the new year is just coming up, and I think if we are honest with ourselves and honest about where we could improve in these areas, I think that it could really benefit us going forward. And I'm speaking 100% to myself as well, right? But what could we do and what habits could we put in place? Because it's in those habits that change is going to come in every area of your life. But specifically with regards to kingdom things, kingdom living, and our relationship with the Lord, if we don't make that choice to do better, then things are just going to stay the same. There's not going to be progress anywhere. So it starts with us. It starts with what we're doing, and it starts with us putting into practice daily habits and tasks that we can enact that'll help get us to where we want to go. So I hope that encouraged you a little bit. That is all for today. So thank you very much. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'm sure I'll see you in 2025. God bless you.